in the building. Holding it down on December the 12th, 2021. It's been a minute since we've been on over here. It's been a minute. I said, let me come over here and do a little something on the day. Come over here and cook a little barbecue. Now, we ain't gonna cook and barbecue today. It's been a minute since we've been over though. Shout out to everybody rocking out with me on today. Hope everybody having a great one. Black American Expat Podcast Channel. I'm the Reverend Dr. Bishop. Reverend Dr. Bishop J. Ribeiro in the building. Shout out to everybody rocking out with us. I see Mr. Doctor's in the building, the navigator. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Good to see you on this Sunday afternoon. Hope all is well with you and your family. Hope all is well with each and every one of you. Perhaps those that are listening to the replay of this. Hope y'all have a great one on this Sunday. We in the building. It's at church time. It's been a long time, my friend. It's been a minute since we've been over here. A lot been going on these YouTube streets. This the podcast channel, so I talk a little over here, you know. I'm gonna say some things. I can say things over here that I wouldn't really address on a normal channel. But we hope everybody having a great one on the day. I did a little poll in my community section not that long ago, a few days ago. We was addressing on the Minister Jap situation. You know, Minister Jap, ordained by the streets, ordained by the street minister, Minister Jap. You know, I'm ordained by the church. I'm ordained through the Baptist, National Baptist Convention, also Church of God in Christ. So I got a double anointing going on over here. Streets didn't ordain me, and I went to theology school, so you know what I'm saying? Know a little theology, know a little something. Not bootleg, not jackleg, but we are theologically trained and all of that good stuff. Got the paperwork to back it up. Shout out to my subscriber, LK. I showed him the paperwork. LK seen my degrees, and he seen my ordination certificate. So there's quite a few of you guys that I showed in real life because, you know, somebody called me a fake preacher. And they don't know what they're talking about, though. They just be talking. You know what I'm saying? But it's the real deal here. Like Holyfield, the real deal. I know he's been addressing a lot on the Travel Brothers, though. I'm not going to really talk about that today. So we got a topic that we're going to deal with. But, you know, the Travel Brothers, he's been kind of, like I said, going at it with the Travel Brothers. And some of the Travel Brothers made videos and talked about it and addressed the issue of the Reverend Minister Jap, the street minister ordained by the streets of Chicago, Chi-Town. That's my town, Chi-Town. I got people over there on Lakeshore Boulevard, on the south side. I left off from Minister Farrakhan Mosque. Got a lot of family members in Chicago. You know, a lot of Southerners migrated to Chicago and Detroit back in the 60s, so a lot of us got some country cousins up north. And like I said, I don't really rock with Minister Jap a whole lot. I don't really catch him a lot because I kind of quit watching him a few years ago when he started attacking the Travel Brothers. That's one of the reasons I quit watching the channel, because when he started going in that direction. But I'm not going to knock him. I mean, he saying some good things, some positive things, and stuff like that. But I kind of took it a little personal, though, when he started going at it with the Travel Brothers. Because you got to be careful when you're on the YouTube street speaking. You can't come on here speaking in ignorancy, making statements and saying things that you don't know what you have no knowledge of. Good Reverend Dr. Bishop not going to do that. I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to speak on things I know about based on experience. I just come on here on these YouTube streets and just talk to get reactions from people. I got better things to do with my time than to try to trigger people or to get reactions. And at the same time, I'm not gonna come on here either for super chats either. I could care less. I come on here just to proclaim truth, help people, and just have fun and do entertainment and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I'm not looking for YouTube to pay my bills or to take care of me or to make a job out of this now. If opportunity comes, I'm not gonna knock it. I mean, but to each his own. I mean, what profit a man gain the whole world and at the same time lose his soul? That's how I look at it. The YouTube speech is very treacherous, though. I mean, I done seen a lot. I done had my run-in with a lot of people, not sincere, but people that come on here fake breaking, come on here trying to get close to you and be the so-called friends, but then they stab you in the back with a knife. That's how that usually works. So some people think in life, in order to get ahead, you gotta knock people down. You gotta stab people in their back. One thing I can say throughout my journey in life, everybody's journey is gonna be different. Not gonna be like mine. It's gonna vary. I mean, some people, they gotta do what they gotta do, but that's not gonna last long. That's not gonna be, I mean, like I said, you gotta look at it. When you do things like that to people, what goes around comes around. That's the way I look at it. When you do things to people like that, it come back on you. If you believe in karma, or you ever heard of karma, what goes around comes around. What kind of energy, whatever type of energy you put into the universe, it comes right back to you. So if you put out positive energy, you're going to receive positive things that are going to come back. If you do negative and underhanded things, it's going to come back to you. That same energy that you put out always come back to you. So keep that in mind, my friend. Keep that in mind. I want you to know in life, in order to make it, you ain't got to cheat nobody. You ain't got to stab nobody in their back. You do things the right way. There's a right way and there's a wrong way to do things. I mean, you might see people successful and doing good for a period of time. That don't mean their success is based on being honest, but they got there the right way. I can remember growing up, I seen a lot of time people, even the drug dealers, the nice cars, nice clothes, money. You like, damn, I wish I had that. But it don't last long. I want to be in their shoes when the feds come and lock them up. When they deal with the consequences of doing things. Everybody do things different though. Like I said, to each his own. Reverend Dr. Bishop can sit good every night because I know that in my path of life, I ain't had to stab nobody in their back or had to do underhanded things to make it. And then I ain't got to be fake either. I ain't got to come on YouTube and be politically correct and try to put on a front, put on a face. People that know me know what you see is what you get. I'm the same in real life as it is on YouTube. I don't come on here try to be something that I'm not. With that said, though, I hope everybody having a great one. I met up with a subscriber earlier today. Had a great time. Went out to lunch. And had a real good time out here. Having a great time, period, in life. That's why I really ain't had time to really come on here and do stuff, because I've been so busy in my life. A lot of stuff been going on, too, behind the scenes. Holiday season is up on us, so I want to say happy holidays to each and every one of you out here on this evening. There's been a lot going on, though. I don't have the time to come on here. Like some people might come on 2-3 times a day or every day. I don't really have the time. Time is of the essence. So my time is valuable, so I don't really have time as much. When I do have, I'm going to try to go back on my other channel today and do a Sunday Vibe show. But I got a little downtime over here, so I said, let me come over here on the podcast channel. But I want to address the issue of dating. I was just looking at my Facebook not that long ago. This is where the inspiration of this come from. As you see in the thumbnail, it comes from this girl on Facebook. I was reading her stat. Give me one moment. I want to put it up so I can look at it and read it, so I can read it properly. Hope everybody having a great evening, though. Great day, great evening, depending on where you are. But we're going to take a good look. Okay, it says dating in your 40s is just as bad as having a root canal with no sedative. I made a comment on that. Stat. And it was kind of lengthy, though. It was like a paragraph. I was kind of vocal on that. And I said, the girl, she only took out maybe a few things that I said, but overlooked a whole lot of sexual things. But I could expect that coming from a female, though, because when it comes to dating, it's a whole different perspective with men and women. Men and women have there's gonna be a whole different view, two different ways for a man and a woman. The woman is not gonna have the same perspective or have the same issues that men will deal with in relationships. And as a stat says, it says dating in your 40s is just as bad as having a root canal with no sedative. I kind of disagree with that in a way. Let me tell you why I disagree. And you can take it as face value, or, I mean, you might disagree with me, but keep in mind, this is only my opinion. So some of you can relate, some of you can't. I mean, to each his own. I find that as we get older, especially the men, it's more easier as we get older, because as you get older, you begin to learn a whole lot more about females. You know a whole lot more about females than you do when you're younger. So a lot of times we think that as we young, that we know it all. Sometimes as they tell us, you're young, dumb, and full of cum, sometimes you don't really know a lot. You think you know it all when you're young, but you don't. As we get older, the older we get, the wiser. Well, I'm gonna say some of us, because not all of us get wiser, but majority, as we get older, we get wiser. So in my 40s, I would say, as I get older in life, I think that when it comes to dating, that, like the person said, and that meme that they put on their page in their 40s is bad. I said that in 40 is fabulous. It's better. Because at that point, like from my perspective, I know a hell of a lot more in my 40s than I did when I was in my 20s. Learned a whole lot through life, a lot of life lessons that I learned. So with time, it got better for me. Some people it might get worse, but as I get older, I mean, just like fine wine, it get better with time. You learn a whole lot more. Got a whole different perspective on women than what I had when I was younger. So in my 40s, it's different. I mean, to each his own, it can be different for you. But as I get older, I understand more and more when it comes to relationships, especially when it comes to dealing with women, abroad and also domestic. So in my 40s, I got a better understanding of women. As this person said in a meme, that it's harder for them in their 40s, like having a root canal, with no sedative. I said, to me, it's like a walk in the park, because I could use my experience. As they say, experience is the best teacher. The things that I learned in this life, I could use it. Not only that, but I'm in a better situation financially than I was when I was in my 20s or in my younger years. And for most guys, as we get older, our finances get better. We get in a situation where we're more stable, got stable income. So that plays a whole lot too when you're dealing with relationships and you're dealing with women. A lot of times relationships fall apart because communication is one. And also, number two, usually finances. My finances have got better as I got older. because I worked very hard when I was young and to get to where I'm at now. And it took time, it took dedication, it took hard work. So now I'm in a better situation financially. I got a better understanding when it comes to women. So I would say that with me and my situation, I mean, everybody's situation varies, but as I got older, I learned more, earned more, got a better understanding of how relationships and how things go. I mean, but some people, I mean, as you get older, as Kevin Samuels would say, especially to the women, they lose their value sometimes, I guess, because guys have a lot of more options. So they might not be calling her up, inviting her for lunch as often like they was. I'm sure she probably still gets some hits every now and then. She's a nice looking woman. But I mean, a lot of women, and I can say it can vary different between men and women because you hear this complaint more with women than you do men. Because most men would tell you that as they get older, they get better. I mean, they get better opportunity, better selection of women. Because a lot of times you're in a better place. You're in a better place than you was when you was younger. And that leads me to ask you guys, what is the dating situation? What is the dating situation currently like in the United States? Would you say that it's hard? Would you say that it's like, as they said in the thumbnail, they based it in their 40s though too, so they're using age with it. But would you say that it's hard or it's easy when it comes to dating in the United States? I mean, I'm just based on what I see on social media. I mean, a lot of females are always complaining that it's hard for them to find a good man. You know, they've been saying that for years. A good man is hard to find. When a good man could be staring them right in their face, standing right in front of them, then they overlook him. They overlook the bad man, be the good man, put them in the friend zone. And then they get the bad man. And then later, by the time they've been and went through a lot of guys, then you still standing there, then they might give you some attention. Then, I mean, the same way, like a lot of guys, I know, I be seeing them saying they want to travel, they want to get their passport, they want to meet women abroad. Because they said that the women in the United States is not cutting it, and they not satisfied, and they want to be in a better situation. And I'm not saying that all the women in the United States are bad, because I'm sure there's some quality women in the U.S. I'm sure there's some good women in the U.S. I'm sure there's some knockout women, some women that worth settling down with in the U.S. But the problem that I had when it came to that those women are very limited. Those women are very limited. And it's sometimes those women, they want the bad guys. They want the risky guys, and the guys that's out there wilding out. A lot of times they'll chose those type of guys. They chose the bad boys instead of the good boys. I mean, that was a time in my life I was a bad boy, but as I got older and had kids, I didn't want to do anything risky to jeopardize me being locked up and being incarcerated, or taking me away from opportunity, or putting me in a bad place or having a bad record. So I began to straighten up and fly right at a young age, and didn't want to do those things as I got older, because I began to look around me, seeing the direction. So many of the guys that I was working with, that they was heading in, and I didn't want to head down that road that they was heading in. So I had to change. Also, having a son at a younger age made me grow up fast. So I was already kind of mature in a way, but I had to cut a lot of people loose, change my direction, and became a man. And like I said, when I was out there, a bad boy wilding out, man, a lot of women liked that Jay. And as I got older, I didn't like that Jay, because that Jay right there was risky. And that Jay would have probably been incarcerated, in prison, and probably been in a messed up situation right now. Wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So I had to man up and make good decisions in my life and start building. Had to let the streets, leave the streets alone and start focusing on business and things that matter in my life. I ain't had nothing to prove to nobody because I had responsibility. I had a child, so I had to change. I had no other choice but to change. But a lot of the girls, like I said, they like the risky type guys. So like I said, you're a good dude out there, you're doing good, and you got a business. Perhaps you're going to school and trying to make some out yourself. That girl that you into might see you as a square. It might say, oh, you're a boring person. You're a Pondexter or whatever. I don't know if they still use that word. I mean, but everybody have different views. Like I said, I see a lot of women as they get older complain about dating. Because I guess the men that they interested in, they looking elsewhere. Or they want younger women. And a lot of the men are dating abroad. And the girl that put that on them, we kind of messed around a little bit. We didn't really date, but we kind of dibbled and dabbled a little bit. But I'm sure she probably feel a certain type of way too, saying I'm traveling now too. And I haven't been in the U.S. Over like 6 years. I went through the holidays a couple of years ago, but I haven't lived in the U.S. in over 6 years now. So, and a lot of women, and I know when I left after the first and second year, they kept asking, when you coming back? I kept saying, I ain't coming back. And now they see I'm not coming back. So, I mean, a lot of women feeling a certain type of way. A lot of women feeling a certain type of way because a lot of times they'll look at their life and they'll say, oh, I let the good one get away. That's the guy I should have been with. And sometimes guys, we do the same thing. We'll have women that's good women in our life, but then we'll overlook them and put them on the back burner and then do our thing. And then we notice that, damn, this is a damn good woman. And then you want to settle down with her. That woman been already got married and moved on and happy in life. A lot of times people, they be in your life wasting your time. And sometimes the women, they realize that this guy wasting my time, or it can be vice versa. But I wanted to know what you guys, like, what is the dating situation like in the United States? Would you guys say that it's easy? Would you say that it's hard? I mean, y'all quiet out here. Y'all quiet. Like I used to do when I was in the pulpit when I'm preaching and stepping on toes. You got the crowd don't say amen. You gotta say amen, like someone say amen, like I know some of you guys hearing me, but some of you don't want to talk, but it's all good. On the podcast channel, we come over here to have a dialogue, and that's what we're trying to do today. I had a little time in my hands, so I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think about dating in the United States currently? Is it easy or is it hard? I said, to each his own. I mean, you might see it easy, you might see it as hard. But we're about to bring this podcast to an end, though. I got some other things I could be doing right now I'm about to get into. So we got to do that, though. But I'm going to leave this podcast up, and anybody got anything they want to say about this or in the dialogue, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And then we might come back and revisit this. Other than that, I'm going to prepare myself for my other channel later on. I'm going to try to do a Sunday Vibe show tonight. Then I do the Slow Jams Quiet Storm later on. Hope you're having a great evening out there. Thank you for your time and for coming over. Shout out to Mr. Darkest too, Navigator. Always good seeing you in the chat. All right, everybody, y'all have a great one. Peace out.